Welcome back again. This is United Inside News. This is what Ten Hag said on Man United crisis. He said that, "It gives me more energy to turn this around. The fans are backing us. The fans are behind us. That is what I feel. I am sure these players can be mentally very strong." So, Ten Hag's positive attitude is commendable in the face of a crisis at Manchester United. The support of the fans is indeed crucial during challenging times, and their backing can provide the team with added motivation. Belief in the mental strength of the players is an important factor in overcoming adversity. It will be interesting to see how Ten Hag and the team work together to navigate through this difficult period. And it's clear that Ten Hag is determined to make a positive impact at Manchester United despite the challenges. The support of the fans can be a powerful motivator, and his belief in the players' mental strength is important in times of crisis. It will be interesting to see how the team responds under his leadership as they work to overcome their difficulties. On the other side, Marcus Rashford is facing the axe from the Manchester United lineup after a poor run of form. Rashford was hauled off early in the last two and could now lose out to Alejandro Garnacho or Anthony Martial for the clash against Brentford. Elsewhere, former United star Paul Pogba's positive testosterone test has been confirmed, and he could face a 4-year ban. The World Cup winner was provisionally suspended after failing a drugs test last month, and current club Juventus will decide how to proceed with Pogba's contract. Again and again. Manchester United will fly flags around their training ground and at Old Trafford at half-mast to respect the tragic passing of Cathy Ferguson. Cathy Ferguson died yesterday at the age of 84 and is survived by her husband, Sir Alex. Both the men's and women's teams will wear black armbands to mark Mrs. Ferguson's passing. So, on the other side, Charlie Savage has been back to copy his dad Robbie and get back to the top after leaving Manchester United. Wales boss Robert Page has called Savage Jr. 20 into his senior squad for the first time for next Wednesday's friendly against Gibraltar in Wrexham. Page said, "Look at what Rob went through when he left Manchester United years ago to get a career for himself by going to Crewe. It's no different for Charlie. I've been in contact with him over the last few months, again and again." Jared Branthwaite has signed a 4-year deal with Everton amid interest from both Manchester United and City. The Red Devils had added Branthwaite to their centre-back shortlist, which also contains Antonio Silva, Edmond Tapsoba, and Jean-Claire Todibo, as the board looks to bolster Erik Ten Hag's options in the January transfer window. Mailsport reported earlier this week that the two Manchester clubs were monitoring the 21-year-old, who had been in talks over a new contract with the Toffees for some time. The deal is unlikely to deter outside interest in him, though. So, Branthwaite impressed during his season-long loan spell at PSV last term, where he played under United legend Ruud van Nistelrooy, so much so that the Eredivisie outfit tried to pursue a permanent transfer, but Everton declined. Meanwhile, United are keen on strengthening the team in the winter after injuries have continued to plague the squad since the season began. In the back line, Luke Shaw, Aaron Wan-Bissaka, and Lisandro Martinez are all long-term absentees, while Raphael Varane has been prone to fitness issues since he arrived at Old Trafford. So let's talk about Manchester United takeover updates. Man United bidder Sheikh Jassim makes bold decision, as Glazers issued takeover ultimatum. Sheikh Jassim bin Hamad Al Thani has left his £5 billion bid to buy Manchester United on the table, but will not increase the offer any further, according to reports. The Qatari banker's firm stance has handed the Glazer family an ultimatum, while Sir Jim Ratcliffe explores a minority stake at Old Trafford. 11 months have passed since the Glazers announced a strategic review last November, including a potential sale of the club. The emergence of interested parties followed, with Sheikh Jassim and Ratcliffe the two primary candidates to complete a takeover. Sheikh Jassim has reportedly tabled £5 billion for 100% of United, while Ratcliffe's initial approach aimed to buy the Glazers' 67% stake. However, Ratcliffe is said to have recently tweaked his bid, joining those interested in a minority stake at Old Trafford by offering £1.5 billion for 25% of the club. The Times report that the revised offer has been described as feasible and meets the Glazers' valuation, given the unpopular owners would retain control. There may have been an expectation among the 6 siblings that news of Ratcliffe's new strategy would have pushed Sheikh Jassim to increase his bid for a full sale. But the report claims that the Qatari group believe talk of Ratcliffe eyeing a minority stake to beat him to the post is just another pressure tactic imposed by the Rain Group, tasked with selling United for the best price. Sheikh Jassim's camp is convinced the latest developments are another way to build competitive tension, which has been rife throughout the delayed process. And therefore, he allegedly will refrain from upping his price, staying true to the take-it-or-leave-it stance that came with his final bid in June. The Glazers value United at around £6 billion, which the Qatari party consider too high. It leaves the American family with an important choice to make: bow down to Sheikh Jassim's terms for a fee significantly higher than the club's true worth anyway, or keep control in M16 by opting for Ratcliffe's revised efforts. If the Glazers name Ratcliffe their preferred bidder, the 70-year-old Ineos chief will be on the ladder with a view of eventually buying out United's current owners in the coming years. Minority investment would also solve a potential litigation issue after some holders of the club's publicly traded A shares threatened legal action if Ratcliffe bought 67% of B shares. Ratcliffe's initial proposal focused on the Glazers' B shares, which carry more voting rights, but his new offer reportedly involves to purchase. Again and again. Erik Ten Hag has backed forward Marcus Rashford to find his best form for the club again. Speaking ahead of today's clash with Brentford, he said, "Everyone at Manchester United backs him. The whole team is supportive of him and believes in him. So I'm sure with that confidence, with that belief, this will change and pass." United host Brentford at 3 p.m. today. Alejandro Garnacho, Facundo Pellistri, and Antony, who is back and ready to start according to Ten Hag after a leave of absence, could all be potential replacements for Rashford. Rashford scored a career-best 30 goals last season, but is on a run of just 1 goal in 11 appearances either side of the summer, with reports suggesting his place could be under threat on Saturday against Brentford. "Everyone knows the qualities of him," Ten Hag said of Rashford. "But if the team is doing the right things, putting him in the right places, and we've seen him coming in the right positions, but he's struggling, it will pass. Everyone at Manchester United backs him. The team supports and believes in him. I'm sure with that confidence of the team behind him, this will change. It will pass. Strikers, when they don't score, they need 1 goal and they step over it. It will come. He is so experienced. He knows when he and the team are doing the right things, the momentum will come and he'll be on fire." If United lose to Brentford on Saturday, 5 defeats would be their most from their opening 8 league games since 1986. Ten Hag has also overseen back-to-back home losses, meaning defeat to the Bees would be the first time since 1962 they'd have lost 3 games straight in all competitions at home. The United boss is well aware that results have not been good enough. He said, "We've dropped the levels and we have to get back to those. There are reasons for that, but still it's not acceptable and we have to fight against it."